Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the second section of International Conference. This is an international conference entitled Efforts of Society 4.0 to promote Sustainable Development Goals or SDGs. And this is for social field topics. And this is the concept of this conference is a parallel section. So we will each presenter will present their materials, and there is no Q&A session, just presentation. But first of all, please maybe activate your camera first. Okay, before I begin, let me say thank you. Yeah, thank you for our partners, our co-hosts from Duta Bangsa University, Universitas Sultan Ageng Tirtayasa, Setiabudi University Surakarta, PGRI Madiun University, Politeknik Nasional Bali, Akademi Akuntansi Effendi Harahap, and Institut Teknologi dan Bisnis Kristen Bukit Pengharapan. All right, ladies and gentlemen, maybe we can start first with our first presenter. Okay, this is from Duta Bangsa University Surakarta. Will be presented by Mrs. Desi Rohma Kurniawati and team. They will present about developing module for computer science students vocabulary mastery. Okay, please.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, let me introduce myself and my partner. I am Agnes and my partner is Desi Rohma Kurniawati. Today I would like to present about developing module for computer science students vocabulary mastery. The first author is Martin Ningsih, the second author is Desi Rohma Kurniawati, and the third author is Agnes Larasati. Background of the study. Learning vocabulary is fundamental to support learners to master English. The student will understand paragraph and text better if they have good vocabulary. Teaching vocabulary is very important for all education level. One of them is Universitas Duta Bangsa Surakarta. Computer Science Faculty is one of faculties in Universitas Duta Bangsa Surakarta, preparing the students to face the global world, especially in business. However, during the learning, the researchers found some problems in the students of computer science department, especially when learning English for specific purposes or ESP. The problems were student lack vocabulary. Most of the students had relatively low learning motivation, and students were difficult to translate the computer science terms into English. Furthermore, the students were difficult to learn English or ESP because module use contained more general English. The methodology. This development research refers to board and goal research in development of Sugiana, which is adapted to the needs of researcher. Researchers have a limited time that is determined, so researcher choose 8 of the 10 stages, but still include what will be studied according to the setting chosen so that researchers focus and can be completed immediately. Then, the researcher simplifies the step according to the needs and context of the research as follows. First, needs analysis was carried out in the step to provide students with the appropriate learning needs and objectives. The second is determine the specific material. After knowing the students' need related to the design of supplementary materials, the next step was to determine the appropriate material and text that put in the product. The third is design product. In this step, the researcher designed the first draft of product developed. The fourth is design validation, the process for assessing whether a new work design or a new product is rationally fit for use by invoking the judgment of experienced expert. The fifth is design revision, product revised based on limited trial research. The sixth is product testing, conducting limited trial. And the seventh is usage testing, product revised based on limited trial results. And the last is dissemination and implementation for related purpose. Next. The instrument used in this research and development includes student needs questionnaires and student satisfaction questionnaires for the second semester of information system. These questionnaires about student needs was used to collect information about student response to develop vocabulary. The questionnaires contains a statement of students' needs for vocabulary by filling in the statement column. Interview is conducted to obtain information about vocabulary used previously and to know the extent of the student interest in learning English. Interview is also used as a guideline for assessing the material to be summarized in the module vocabulary. The next slide will be presented by my partner, Desiroma Kurniawan.
Next is research result. Media expert validation. For the criteria, graphic visibility aspect, the score is 25 and the maximum score is 44. The percentage is 69.63% and the category is visible. And for the learning expert validation result, the score is 4, the maximum score is 37, the percentage is 75.3%, the category is visible. Next is the tryout. Learning media project testing activities generate data on the effectiveness of the learning media used. Exercises are carried by giving tests to students according to the material being tested. It is known that from the test score with a total of 22 students are completed 100%. It is indicated that the learning media received are in accordance with the expected score. And the revision, the media expert gives suggestions from the project. The suggestion can be seen in the table below. The suggestion first is additional learning objective. The revision is learning objective have been added. And second suggestion give more detailed material related to computer and technology. The revision is detailed materials related to computer and technology have been added. And for the conclusion, based on the result of the research, it can be concluded that the module of ESP for students of Computer Science Department of Universitas Studabangsa Surakarta is eligible and therefore can be used for English learning media. However, it is suggested that the next researchers can be focused on developing English materials for computer science with specializing in other skills such as listening, writing, speaking, and reading. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, good morning.
All right, that was our first presenter. Interesting topic, I think. And the topic actually fits to the principle of SDGs, yeah, the second principle, which is integration. Yeah, because it's combination between technology and language. How technology helps people to learn language effectively. That's really fits from the integration principle. And the second presenter, this is from religion perspective, and the topic I think is very broad, and that makes this topic interesting because we will see in religion perspective. It will be presented by Mr. Irwan Kristanto Edi from ITBK Bukit Pengharapan, entitled Religious Values Character-Based Entrepreneurship Education Model for Millennial Generation in Indonesia, case study on students in Central Java. Okay, please.
Okay, good morning. My name is Irwan Kristanto Edi. Today, I want to share about my research. My research has titled Religious Value Character Based on Entrepreneurship Education Model for Millennial Generation in Indonesia. Case study on student in Central Java. Background research. The research aims to build a character-based entrepreneurship model for the millennial generation, which is generation Y in Indonesia, by studying university. Okay, good morning. My name is Irwan Kristanto Edi. Today, I want to share about my research. My research has titled Religious Value Character Based on Entrepreneurship Education Model for Millennial Generation in Indonesia. Case study on student in Central Java. Background research. The research aims to build a character-based entrepreneurship model for the millennial generation, which is generation Y in Indonesia, by studying university students. It is hoped that this research will increase entrepreneurial knowledge, skill, and behavior for the millennial generation with studying status by prioritizing the development of religious character. The study used three factors, namely 1. Religious-based character education, 2. Entrepreneurship education, and 3. Religious character-based entrepreneurship education. The research method is observation exploration. Methods research. The research population is the millennial generation with its dominant by university students. The research sample is a group of students who live in Central Java province. Data collection was carried out by survey, field observation, interview, open and closed questionnaire, documentation, and followed by evaluation. The result of the study showed that character-based entrepreneurship education model in vocational high school can be applied and developed by character-based entrepreneurship education model in higher education. Result research. The research find a 1. Entrepreneurship education model, 2. Accredited international national publication, 3. Entrepreneurship education model based on religious character in that institution. Okay, thank you. This is my result from my research. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Irwan Kristanto Edi from ITPK Bukit Pengharapan. It's such an interesting topic because his research is about religion issue among the young generation or millennials. And then we are moving to the next presenter. It's from Miss Nurulita Imansari from Universitas PGRI Madiun. They will be presenting about the perception of understanding about DPEC to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals, quality education by vocational teacher candidates. So it's the concept of SDGs in education perspective. And now we will let me invite her.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. Myself is Nurulita Imansari. I am from Electrical Engineering Education Universitas PGRI Madiun. In this time, I will presenting my article that titled Perception of Understanding about DPEC to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs, quality education by vocational teachers candidate. And the first, I will explain the background of the problem of this research. The first is the high unemployment rate of vocational high school graduate. As we know, in Indonesia, unemployment rate of vocational high school graduate is hike. This is a data from 2020 to 2022. This is the vocational high school have a hike unemployment rate. And the second, the background of this research is the regulation of the coordinating minister for human development and Culture of Republic Indonesia, number 6 of 20 and 2022. There are 13 causes for the high unemployment rate for vocational high school graduate. One of which is the quality and the quantity of vocational educators, instructor, and or vocational teacher. Lectures still need improvement, but the focus of this research is for vocational teacher, especially the vocational teachers candidate that they are still on higher education. And then number 3, the background of the research is about presidential regulation number 68 of 20 and 2022, effort to revitalize all components of vocational education. Especially the statement is increasing the competence of educator and existing instructor. This is the focus, is the increasing the competence, not only educator or existing instructor, but we must prepare from the vocational teacher candidates. And then number 4 is presidential instruction number 6 of 20 and 16 concerning vocational high school revitalization. Especially in the developing study program in tertiary institution to produce the required vocational teachers. electrical engineering education in Universitas Pro PGRI Madiun have one place to prepare the presidential instruction number 9 of 2016. There are to prepare vocational teacher candidates. And then number 5, the UNESCO and UNIFOCTIVAT forum that held in 2019 also recommended that vocational teachers should master 21 century skills. The 21 century skill learning demands teacher mastering of TPEC. TPEC, this is the acronym from technological, pedagogical, and content knowledge. And then number 6, this is the last background of the problem of my research, is one of the targets of the SDGs is that education must be supported by qualified, trained, and professional teachers. One of the concrete steps that needs to be taken to achieve the goal is the preparation of purposive vocational teachers candidate. Effort to prepare prospective vocational teachers are carried out by increasing the understanding of TPEC. So we must prepare one of the SDGs target. This is about the education. We must prepare the qualified teacher candidates. So, and the preparation can we start from the increasing understanding of TPEC or technological, pedagogical content knowledge. And then the methods. This is a method that I have used in this research. This is one of a quantitative research. And this study aims to measure the perspective on the perceptions of TPEC understanding of students of electrical engineering education study program who are prospective vocational teachers or vocational teachers candidate. This measurement were carried on using a questionnaire containing statement about 7 elements. There are the content knowledge, pedagogical knowledge, technological knowledge, technological pedagogical knowledge, technological content knowledge, pedagogical content knowledge, and then the last is technological pedagogical content knowledge. We now about TPEC. The subject of this study are the 6th grade semester student who had attended the schooling file practice course consisting 19 people. The questionnaire using a Likert 1 to 5 scale. And then the result from this research is the measurement result shown that understanding of content knowledge is in a good category. Pedagogical knowledge is in a good category. Technological knowledge is in the very good category. And then the technological pedagogical knowledge is in a good category. And then the technological content knowledge is in a good category. Pedagogical content knowledge is in a good category. And then the last is TPEC or technological pedagogical content knowledge is in a good category. And then in the last of my presentation about this research is about the conclusion. The conclusion from this research is the TPEC understanding of vocational teacher candidate is good. This is a good category is take from the average from the 6 elements before. There are content knowledge, technological knowledge, pedagogical knowledge, technological pedagogical knowledge, technological content knowledge, and the last is pedagogical content knowledge. I think this is my presentation today. Thank you, goodbye, and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for Mrs. Nurulita Imansari from Universitas PGRI Madiun for presenting your topics or research about SDGs in education field. Now we move to the next presenter. It's from hospitality industry, presented by Mr. Johannes Martono Widardo, entitled The Effectiveness of Account Receivable Work on the Smooth Handling of Receivables at Grand Hub Hotel Solo. So this is the concept of sustainability in hospitality industry, but from the perspective on accounting department. Okay, please.
Okay. Thank you for giving us the opportunity. Introduction. Myself as Johannes Martono Widardo, representing the research team, which on the occasion present the result of research with the title The Effectiveness of Account Receivable Work on the Smooth Handling of Receivable at Grand Hub Hotel Solo. So the background related to the background of this research account receivable management is needed. The impact of risk that often occurs, such as the risk of delay on the statement, receivable either in part or whole, unconvertible and receivable. Accounting management of the hotel plays a very important function these receivables, as well as account receivable in the accounting department of especially Grand Hub Hotel Solo itself is responsible for controlling hotel operation, both in terms of hotel income and expenses, with ultimately reach on the IITE. And this hotel, the financial reporting process, the smooth handling receivable affect the operational cash flow, especially cash flow, which is the foundation in the implementation of daily operation as the hotel. So the objective of the research this one, breakdown city ledger, next audit reporting result related to billing detail of city ledger. The second, maturity of account receivables. So maturity rating of 30 to 60 days condition on time. And the third, daily collection report. Smoothness in reporting contained in the daily collection report. The last, AR aging, account receivable aging, percentage of collection result per accounting period. So, while the method used in the research are this one, literature study, reference source that support research data. And the second, file study, observation, structure, interview, and documentation. The steps that form the basic of work mechanism carried out by on account receivable are this one, integrating act of credit facility, and then standardization of credit provisions, and policy, credit settlement policy, and the last, price, special pricing. Thus, assessment of dictation of the results, the state that form the specific work mechanical form carried out by on receivable are the period from 2023 to 2032, and then on the result of the AR aging in 2022, the graph of so that's account receivable income at the beginning of this year was the range 34%, and the end of the year was significant increase, reaching the high point of 99%. Yeah, okay, and this result good cooperation between existing department and also the application of receivable government by the work of account receivable and facilitating good relation, and then in between the hotel and companies that are given credit facility. So with this achievement, the effectiveness receivable can be carried. So the result of processing the act of receivable contained in the report between 2030 and 2022. So from the result of between 2030 and 2022, it is found that the acts of receivable between 1 until 30 days can be well conditioned compared to the acts of receivable above 30 days. In fact, it can be taken that the average act of receivable that exceed 30 days in only around 0.1%. So, thank you very much. And then, so what's that achievement? The effectiveness of account receivable, what can be carried out property. This a brief presentation of the result of my research. Overall, it can be useful and be used as a reference in maintaining especially cash flow, especially in hospitality industry. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Johannes, for presenting your materials. And I would like to remind again that in this international conference, we received 25 articles, 13 topics, or 13 researches from information technology, pharmacy and health science, and 12 articles from arts and humanities and social and culture field. And this international conference, the output is international proceedings, and this agenda is also supported by our partners, university partners, or we call it co-hosts. This agenda is supported by 7 co-hosts from Duta Panglisa University, Universitas Sultan Ageng Tirtayasa, Setiabudi University, PGRI Madiun University, Politeknik Nasional Bali, Akademi Akuntansi Effendi Harha, and Institut Teknologi dan Bisnis Kristen Bukit Pengharapan. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, now we are moving to the next articles. Well, I think this is interesting topic because it's about K-pop. The title is Korean pop culture. The topic is about Korean pop culture hegemony in Indonesian advertising products that will be presented by Miss Maharani Ayuning Tias from Politeknik Indonesia Surakarta. Okay, let us share.
Ladies and gentlemen, before I start my presentation, please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Maharani Ayuning Tias, and in this research I collaborate with Marcus Otomo Sukendar. We are from Polytechnic Indonesia Surakarta, majoring Mass Communication Study Program. At the beginning, we used the title Korean Pop Culture Hegemony in Advertising Products. However, when the research was conducted, the research focus became more specific. So, we used the title The Phenomenon of Using Korean Pop Culture as a Marketing Strategy of Indonesian Product Advertisement, which is more specific. Globalization encouraged the development of information technology. The rapid development of technology makes the penetration of culture. Cultural penetration is the influence of one culture to another. Korean culture is a culture that is growing rapidly and expanding globally. Korean culture tends to be accepted by the public from various circles, including in Indonesia. This phenomenon is called the Korean wave or Hallyu phenomenon. Not only the public, the industry was also affected by the emergence of the Korean wave phenomenon. In the end, the industry used elements of Korean culture in carrying out marketing activities through advertising. This is, of course, an irony because not a few companies and industries in Indonesia do the same thing. In fact, Indonesia has many cultures. The use of product marketing strategies in Indonesia involving Korean culture is an interesting thing to study from the cultural and marketing communication aspect. This research use a qualitative method with a critical paradigm approach. The analytical method used in this study used visual culture theory by involving the concept of popular culture from Nachbar and Loos. In addition, the concept of the marketing mix is used to analyze more deeply about the marketing strategy using advertising products. The temporary result of this research indicate that the industry creates advertising concept by following cultural trends. There is no exception to the Hallyu wave phenomenon in Indonesia. The selection of advertising star icons or brand ambassador by Korean artists is part of the representation of popular culture. In fact, Indonesia, which has a diverse culture, uses advertisement stars that are unique to Korean culture. Moreover, by industries and companies originating from Indonesia. This is used by the industry to maximize marketing activities. In addition, the personal branding of Korean celebrities is used to support good reputation by a particular brand. The other result of this research will be presented further because this research is still ongoing. The conclusion of this research is that the Hallyu wave phenomenon has fairly broad impact on society. Besides, it creates a new trend in advertising packaging involving elements of Korean culture. Not only advertisement produced by multinational companies, but advertisement produced by local and national brands. Wisdom in choosing advertising concept and celebrity icon in advertising needs to be considered properly as a form of participation in preserving Indonesian original culture. So, that is my presentation, and currently research is still being carried out to obtain complete results. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Ms. Parani from Polytechnic Indonesia Surakarta for presenting such interesting topics. Yeah, I think this is a very interesting research. Yeah, because in Indonesia we call it kekinian. All right. And why this is interesting? Not only about the theme, yeah, but also this also combines the concept of integration, yeah, integration. The second principle of SDGs itself, yeah, about integration, yeah, it integrates various dimensions, yeah, from culture and then management, yeah. And thank you once again, and we are moving to the next presenter from Mr. Mulkan Teguh Sutrisno from Akademi Akuntansi FND Harahap that will be discussing about vocational education in the society 5.0. Okay, please.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning. I am Mulkan Teguh Sutrisno from FND Harahap Accounting Academy Semarang, Indonesia. Thanks for giving me an opportunity to present my article titled Vocational Education Strategy in Facing the Society 5.0 at the 3rd International Innovation Technology Expo Event 2023. Vocational education strategy facing the era of Society 5.0. SDG, or Sustainable Development Goals, are a set of goals that contain 17 goals. SDG 4 is ensure inclusive, equitable, and quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. It's hope the education will become the main engine for achieving sustainable development as a whole, reducing poverty, increasing employment opportunities, and improving the quality of life for people around the world. Era Society 5.0 emphasizes the importance of digital skill in the world of work. Therefore, vocational education must be able to integrate learning digital skill into its curriculum. Vocational education receives less attention and becomes the second choice when continuing education. There is imbalance between the ideal of vocational education and reality, which refer to the difference between the expectation or ideal goal of vocational education and the existing real situation. In fact, several vocational education institutions are lagging behind in providing curriculum that is up to date and relevant to technological and industrial development. Many vocational educational institutions, especially in remote areas, are with limited budget. Some vocational education institutions have experienced difficult recruiting and retaining qualified teaching staff due to a lack of incentive or low salaries. The unemployment rate for vocational education grades can still be high due to a lack of coordination between educational institutions and industry, a lack of match between the skill rate and the need of the labor market. Several community groups still face accessibility barriers, such as the high cost of education, lack of information about vocational education opportunities, or social stereotype about certain types of work. Based on the problem above, there is an imbalance between the ideal of vocational education and reality. One effort that can be done is to understand the challenges and strategies of vocational education in facing the era of Society 4.0. We conducting a literature study on the concept of Society 5.0 and the analysis processing using the SWOT analysis method. It's expected to able to find a strategy that can be used as policy reference for the world of education in facing challenges in the area of Society 4.0. Method. This research is nine of the steps carried out in this research are 1. Identification of problem and formula of problem. 2. Library research or literature disbursement. 3. Data collection. 4. Data progressing or data analysis. 5. Delivery of result. Result. The relationship between Society 5.0 and the Sustainable Development Goals. After doing a library review, 1. Use the technology for Sustainable Development Goals. 2. Inclusivity and accessibility. 3. Innovative solution to global challenges. 4. Use of data for decision making. Result of the SWOT analysis of the vocational education strategy in facing the of society 5.0. Strength. A. Focus on practical skill. B. Industrial connectivity. C. Program adaptability. Weakness. Social stigma. B. Limited scope of knowledge. C. Technology change. Opportunities. Demand for skilled labor. B. Strong industrial partnership. C. Technology-based learning. Third, automation and artificial intelligence. B. Competition with other education. C. Lack of fund and research. Okay, next result. We understand the SWOT analysis. Parties involved in the vocational education strategy must take advantage of strength and opportunities to overcome weakness and overcome existing threats. Flexibility, collaboration, and adaptability will be key in responding to the demand of era society 4.0 and ensuring the success of vocational education in the future. Conclusion. The reality of era 5.0 lead to the achievement of the goal of the Sustainable Development Goals. B. The vocational education strategy in dealing with era 5.0 is to improve digital skill, including understanding the use of software and hardware, data analysis, cybersecurity, and application development. Increased adapting to rapid technological change, such as artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, IoT, and robotics. D. Increasing understanding of the social impact of technological development, including realizing the social implication, ethic, and responsibility attached to the use of technology. A. Development of multidisciplinary collaboration capabilities, namely combination knowledge and skill, so as to create innovation solution to complex problems. F. Development of entrepreneurial skill, so that they can become innovator and driver of change in an increasingly digitally connected society. Okay, that's all can say. And thank you for listening to my presentation. Rating. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mulukan from Akademi Akuntansi FND Harvard Semarang for presenting about vocational education in the era of society 5.0. Ladies and gentlemen, we are moving to the next topic. Yeah, it's about education also that will be presented by Mr. Darmadi from Universitas PGRI Madiun, entitled Profile of Student Design Thinking in Developing Learning Media.
Hello, my name is Darmati. Okay. I will present my article. Hello, my name is Darmati. Okay. I will present my article that have title is profile of student design thinking in developing learning media. My team is Sanusi, Mr. Sanusi, Mrs. Fatria Demura. We are from Universitas PGRI Madiun. Design thinking is interesting to study because it explains the process of solving problem creatively according to the needs of society 5.0. Design thinking have process like this. The first step is emphasize. It's about learning about audience. And the second step is define. And this step we construct point of view based on user needs. And the third stage is ideate. On the stage we brainstorm and come up with creative solution. And then the fourth step is prototype. At this step we build representation of uh, our idea. And the last is test. At this step, we test our idea. And this study, I want to obtain a design thinking profile of student in developing monopoly science learning with temperature. The recent method used as qualitative research with PPG student at Universitas PGRI Madiun, a subject receive assignment at SMP Negeri 11 Madiun. There are 4 students. And the data collection using observation and in-depth interview. The data validation using source and method triangulation. The data were analyzed in order to obtain research result. The research results is like this. In developing monopolies learning media, students carry out the design thinking steps. Namely, first is interviewing and profiling for needs analysis at the empathy stage. And then conducting restriction and discussion to determine design challenges at the defined states. And then it independently generating ideas, discussing and determining common idea at the idea states, and then discussing and making rules of the game and discussing making prototype at the prototype stage. And the last is conducting trial and seeking input for improvement at the test stage. It's the design of the monopoly Ipasuhu. And then this is their step, and it's the documentation of the activation. In the discussion research, to carry out this activity, students carry out information processing in their minds, namely processing input information from interview, answer, and written profiling questionnaire, answer, collecting, comparing information is an experiment, and drawing conclusion, which are represented in the form of the data on student needs. And then collecting, comparing information and their experience, and the conclusion presented in the form of a design challenge. And then elicit information and from information and experience, and then collecting information from discussion and draw a conclusion, which are represented in the form of idea to create monopoly learning media. Collect material and tools and assembling it so that a prototype of the temperature IPA monopoly is formed. Conducting trials of its application and identifying its deficiencies, which are represented in the form of observation, on the application of the temperature EPA monopoly and suggestion for improvement of the next prototype. And then the principle of design thinking is identically to the form model research and development research method. Namely, at the empathies, define an ideal stage, student carry out the preliminary stages, and the prototype stage, student carry out the prototype phase, and at the test, student carry out the assessment phase. I think it's the point of our research. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Darmadi and team from Universitas PGRI Medium for presenting your research article. So I think it fits with the principle
Hello,
of
ladies and
SDGs
gentlemen.
again, yeah,
I would like to
sustainability
say thank you
principle,
for coming
which
to
is
our presentation
integration. Yeah,
today.
it
Let
integrates
me
various
introduce myself and
dimensions,
my
so
partner.
technology
I'm
to
Gustia
support
Putu Eka Dewi Priantari, and my
education
partner is
through
Iwayan Agus Selamat. We are
developing
from
learning
Polytechnic
media.
Nasional. In this
And the next
occasion, I would like to present
presenter,
our
we
research
have
about procurement process.
Mrs. Gusti Ayu Putu Eka Dewi Prihantari and Iwayan Agus Slamet from Polytechnic Nasional Bali that will be presenting about procedure of procurement of operational needs by purchasing at PT Bali Homes Management. Please.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to say thank you for coming to our presentation today. Let me introduce myself and my partner. I'm Gustia Putu Eka Dewi Priantari, and my partner is Iwayan Agus Selamat. We are from Polytechnic Nasional. In this occasion, I would like to present our research about procurement procedure of operational needs by purchasing at Bali Homes Management. First, I would like to talk about background of the problem. Bali Homes Management has been in operation since 2001. The company specializes in the operational management of luxury villas and strives to operate private villas at par with their high-end hotel counterparts. Bali Home Management assumes responsibility for every aspect of villa's logistic and commercial operation, ensuring that villas are not just well-run vacation homes but lucrative investment. Procurement procedure needs to be improved. The background of the problem is in this paper, seen from the purchasing work system at this accommodation, often experience discrepancies in purchasing goods, inventory, supply of goods, and payments. Because this problem is important for making innovation in making operational systems that make it easier for purchasing worker. Next, we are going to talk about methods. There are 5 things in research method. First, identify problems to be discussed related to the procedure for procuring goods based on the literature and information obtained. Next, the author studies the literature that will be used as theoretical basis in research. Next, data collection method is used by research to collect data. Data collection was carried out to obtain the information needed to achieve research objectives. The author used data collection methods in the form of observation, interviews, literature study, and documentation. 4. Data analysis is the systematic process searching for and compiling data obtained from interviews, field notes, and documentation to describe the procedure for procuring goods at Bali Homes Management. And then conclusions are drawn based on the data analysis and check whether they are in accordance with the aims and objectives of the research, so the result of the research can produce result in the form of constructive and useful conclusion and suggestion for the future.
Next, analysis data technique. This study used qualitative descriptive data intended to describe the procedure for procurement of goods implemented at Bali Homes Management. Next, we talk about research result. Based on the result of the interviews and observation made, it was found that the procedure for procuring goods for operational needs carried out by purchasing was in accordance with the standard operation procedure at Bali Homes Management. Procurement of goods carried out by purchasing Bali Home Management items are specifically for office operational needs such as stationery, office supply, cleaning equipment, and needs for the kitchen or pantry such as mineral water, tea, coffee, milk, and other orders. Specific needs of each department in the office. Based on interview conduct with purchasing staff, the procedure for procuring goods for operational needs were carried out by purchasing staff, starting from the procedure for purchasing goods, receiving goods, and submitting notes to account payable at Bali Homes Management are as follows. First, prepare purchase supporting documents, namely purchase order for each type of purchase. Next, check the price, quantity, and type of goods to be purchased and then submit approval to the operational manager and chief accounting. If the purchase order has been approved and the operational manager and chief accounting will sign and return the purchase order to purchasing. Next, purchasing order goods from suppliers according to the list of items in the purchase order. And then the supplier come to the office bringing the order goods with triplicate invoice, which are then received by purchasing. And then purchasing checks the goods that have been sent based on the quality, price, and quantity states in the purchase order. If the goods are arrived not in accordance with the purchase order, purchasing has the right to refuse the goods and return them to the supplier. If the goods that come are in accordance with the purchase order, then the goods are accepted by purchasing. Purchasing will sign the invoice from the supplier and make a receipt from Bali Homes Management and fixed signature of the sender and receipt of the goods and the date of receipt of the goods. And then 3 white invoices and 3 red receipts will be submitted to the account payable, and the red invoices receipt will be held by purchasing, while the yellow invoice and white receipt will be handed over to the supplier. Last, payment for operational goods is made on credit with due date period of 30 days starting from the date goods are sent to the company. Okay, next, we talk about conclusion. Based on the result of the research above, the author conclude that the procurement procedure of operational needs carried out by purchasing is accordant with the standard operating procedure at Bali Homes Management. The role of purchasing staff at Bali Home Management is a good procurement officer, both buying and receiving goods. Purchasing is in charge of ordering goods from suppliers in accordance with purchasing order that have been approved by the operational appropriate. A receipt will be issued and the invoice will be submitted to the account payable for payment processing. If the goods that are arrived not in accordance with the purchase order, the purchasing staff has the right to return the goods to the supplier. The obstacles faced by purchasing staff in the process of procuring goods at Bali Homes Management, namely the discrepancy between the purchase order and the goods sent by the supplier, both in terms of quality and quantity of goods. The absence of receiving staff create new tasks and responsibility for purchasing, who not only serve a buyer but also serve a recipient of goods and process goods until they enter the storeroom. Check inventory to prevent stock storage or overorder, which cause goods to build up in the storeroom. Therefore, Bali Homes Management needs to improve their procurement procedure with an operational system that can facilitate the performance of the purchasing department.
Thank you, Ms. Gusti Ayu Putu Eka Dewi Brihantari and team from Polytechnic Nasional Bali for presenting your research article. And maybe we have the last presenter. This is from Mr. Jahid Syaifullah from Polytechnic in Nusa Surakarta that will be presenting about identification of the meaning of Apam products at the Wahyu Kliu Festival as the embodiment of local wisdom values of cultural tourism in Karanganyar Regency. And it's about, the topic is sustainability in tourism. Please.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And here I will explanation about our research. Our research title is identification of the meaning of Apam product at the Wahyu Kliu Festival as the embodiment of local wisdom values of culture tourism in Karanganyar Regency. Research team 1. Saya Saifullah, 2. Ivan Prastowo, 3. Agung Wibianto. Affiliation from Polytechnic of Indonesia, Surakarta. Okay, background of the problem. The quite dynamics of tourism have made several regions in Indonesia start competing to develop tourism potential in their regions, including Karanganyar district. In the Karanganyar area, there are also many culture tourism based on local wisdom, especially in the Kendal Jatipura village with the Wahyu Kliu Festival. Wahyu Kliu itself is a ritual of conjuring a reinforcement that is carried out by village in Jatipura by making apam and throwing apam made in the Wahyu Kliu traditional ceremony. So it can be said that every family in Kendal Jatipura village is obligated to donate apam which is handed over to the traditional ceremony committee and the residents through their homemade apam one by one to the place provided by the traditional ceremony committee by reading Bismillah and saying Wahyu Kliu. Okay, research method. Research methods in this study using research methods with a descriptive analysis. Seen from the data collected is primary data. While in this primary data category are interview transcript with 3 informants, namely Mr. Sukarno as one of the community leaders in Kendal village. 2. Rafiq Purnama as chairman of the Karang Taruna in Kendal village. And 3. Mrs. Umi Latifah as secretary in Kendal village, Jatipura. For secondary data, the authors take reference was journal and books related to the theme of this research. The approach used in writing this article used a culture communication approach as well as culture and culinary tourism. The data analysis used is to analyze the ratio of interviews with the 3 informant and reduce them into 2 texts in the article. Okay, research and discussion. The explanation put forward by Mr. Sukarno. For now, the Wahyu Kliu tradition has directly become a speakers. Sure, in which the rapid development of the media is able to transmit this tradition so that it can be seen by the general public and from ourselves as a committee of the Wahyu Kliu tradition. Also adding a culture procession starting from the hair from a carnival to the Apom Screw Carnival, and there are also certain especially such as shadow papers and music, but don't change the skirt traditional of Wahyu Kliu at midnight before the New Year Shuro. Rafiq, chairman of the Karang Taruna village of Kendal, also explained the Wahyu Kliu tradition has indeed been around for a long time. Sure. Why is this tradition? The people in Kendal village welcome it by making appam and bringing the made appam to be brought to the village hall to pray for. The something was confirmed by Umi in her explain. There are many sources ahead of the Wahyu Kliu tradition procession, such as shadow papers and also music and traders selling at the location show that it's attract in interest of the outside community to see the Wahyu Kliu tradition procession in Kendal village. This context was also supported by the visit of the Karanganyar regions, Mr. Juliet Molo, who directly encouraged the Wahyu Kliu tradition as one of the local wisdom in the Karanganyar district. From what has been stated above, the attractive of the Wahyu Kliu tradition is able to attract the attention of the wider community and also indirectly contributes to increasing the tourism brand, increasing the tourism brand based on local wisdom without reducing the essence of meaning of the Wahyu Kliu traditional ritual ceremony. Okay, conclusion. The Wahyu Kliu tradition is one of the tradition that is routine carried out by the people of Kendal village, Jatipro, in welcoming the first Suro nights of in this tradition. Every community in Kendal village make appam cakes as a means of carrying out the Wahyu Kliu tradition. Seen to from the meaning in the appam cake, seen from the manufacture process, it can be said that it takes a long time when compared to cake product in general. So it takes patience to make this appam cake product. So all the meaning apart from the white color also mean patient considering that the context of patient is also the key to the perfection of appam cake product. Not only that, if related to the background of the emergence of the Wahyu Kliu tradition, where it was familiar to starting with several series of events such famine, so that countermeasure ceremony had to be held to overcome this problem. Then it could be interpreted that with the unfavorable condition at the beginning of the tradition emerged, but with the high cost of food commodities, poverty. Therefore, in the following elaboration, there is a meaning of a fairly strong bond that underlies the Wahyu Kliu tradition. In which the more you give charity even at unfavorable time of conditions, The door of substance will be wide open, considering the sincerity in giving us regardless of future profit and loss. Okay, thank you very much. See you with me again. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Iwan from Polytechnic Indonesia Jakarta for presenting on your research articles. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of international conference entitled Efforts of Society 5.0 for Sustainable Development Goals. I would like to thank all the participants that attending this conference, and I also would like to thank our university partners or our co-hosts. Thank you for Duta Bangsa University, Duta Sultan Ageng Tirtayasa, Stiri University Surakarta, Universitas PGRI Madiun, Politeknik Nasional Bali, Akademi Akuntansi FND Harahap, and Institut Teknologi dan Bisnis Kristen Bukit Pengharapan. Thank you for all the participants, the lecturers, researchers, and after this, please go back to the main room because we are going to announce the winners of student competition, and also there is an award for best presenters. Any question from? Okay, Putri Franz. Okay, do you have any question? Ada pertanyaan?
Not, it's not miss. I just appreciate.
Oh, all right. Okay. Sure, no problem. So after this, please go back to the main room because maybe around 3:30 we are going to announce the winners of the competition of the student competition that held yesterday. And also for this conference, we also would like to give the best presenter for this conference. Yeah, please join the main room. And I think it's enough for today. Once again, thank you for having me. Thank you for attending this international conference, and see you next year. Good afternoon. God bless you all.
Thank you, Ms. Edina.
Thank you, Ms. Noah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.